Good Monday morning! Today we are continuing our journey on learning about unit testing in JavaScript. I am MPJ and you are watching Fun Function.
Nothing your computer is your friend. It is your friend.
In the last episode, we wrote our very first tests, and they looked a little bit like this. Well, they looked exactly like this. These are the tests we wrote. Today, we're going to introduce a test runner to our unit testing suite, a tool that runs the unit tests for us. Up until this point, we have just been using straight plain old JavaScript. This is just the function, and then we have used these if statements with a check in them, and if they fail, we have thrown errors directly. All right, why use a test runner? I mean, why can't we just continue running tests directly in JavaScript? I'm not saying against it, but I think it's important that we understand why we're doing this. I am glad you asked because I have shite loads of benefits. First of all, a test runner means that your code becomes a bit more dry. It removes a lot of duplication that would otherwise arise. It's terse. No, let me save that. Then you get pretty test results. The test runner will just give you nicer output than than just vanilla, having it run in a vanilla JavaScript. You get pretty test results. They are beautiful. They display nicely, and also they have the added benefit of running all your tests. So they won't, if test number 1 breaks, you will still get all the tests running and not just, it won't stop at the first one. That's pretty nice. Having a test runner that with a syntax that your team is likely to be familiar with means that it's more predictable for the team. I mean, if you use a test runner like Mocha or Jest, that will look in a certain way, and your teammates will be able to quickly discern, like, okay, this feels like a test that I'm used to. Having a test runner also makes it easier to do integration with your continuous integration system. If you are familiar with what continuous integration is, you can check out my episode series on that here. It's very cool. But most importantly, I think that test runners give you the benefit of having infrastructure to run the tests. And the biggest one is having your test run automatically on each change. So every time you hit save, the test will run immediately, checking your code, kind of like a linter, but for the actual logic of your code. It's very, very powerful. All right, so what we're gonna do first is, I think that we're gonna install a test runner first. And what I want to do, we need a package.json first. Let's create an integrated terminal, and I'm in the correct directory. Let's do npm init. Whoops, init. Hang on, sorry about that. Right, package name, test runners, that's fine, version fine, description, I'm just gonna press enter. It's not, we just want the package.json. Cool, so that we can install packages. And I'm going to do npm I save dev, I think that's it. And so that this gets installed as a development dependency instead of a normal dependency. Not that it matters exactly for this case, but sure. We're gonna install Jest. So why Jest? Of all test runners, why are we using Jest? Why not Mocha or Jasmine or Hubble? Test runner choice is not super important, but the reasons why I've picked Jest for these episodes is that first, that Jest is very established. it's the framework. So it's the testing tool that comes bundled with the Create React app, the boilerplate that Facebook provides for React, which means that it has it has quite a bit of weight and a lot of usage due to that. And Facebook also dog foods and builds this internally, so they have people hired working on this thing. It's been around, it's battle tested, and that is a very nice trait for a software development tool, I think. But it's also nice because it's ready to use, which makes it a bit more. That makes it truly unique because you can get started right out of the box using Jest. It includes both an assertion library and a mocking library, which is fantastic. So you don't have to start picking tools together in order to get going. You can, but it comes with batteries included. That is nice. All right, let's check out the package.json. So you see here that now, Jest is now a dev dependency here. So now we have Jest installed. Next up, I would like to break this code and test file, which has our code, our function that we are building, and our tests. Like, these are all bundled in one big file, because in previous episode we were just running the JavaScript straight up, because I didn't want to distract you with the test run. I want to show you the principle of unit testing first. What we're gonna do is break this up. Let's do that. Let's first create a file called order total.js. And I'm going to go into this file, cut this out, and paste that into order total. And we're going to export it, module.exports, order total, hello. And then we are going to take all of this stuff here, all the tests. I'm going to cut that out, and then I'm going to create a new file called order total.test.js. Hello. I think that's it. And we need to also, we don't have an order total in this file yet, so we need to const order total require order total. Order total. Cool. And then I will delete this file. Hello. Bye. Cool. Now I'm going to go to package.json and we're going to define our test script here. There's the scripts part of the package.json, and there is one predefined test here, which just says echo no tests, error no test specified. And this is what happens when we run npm test. Then we'll see here that, hey, echo no test specified, because that's what it tries to run. So we're going to do just write Jest here, I think. That's gonna be fine. Let's do npm test. Does that work? That worked. Cool. Cannot find module order total from order total test.js. That was, that's expected, I suppose. I'm not specifying the relative path. That's how you have to do it. Let's try to run that again. I'm running npm test. Shoo. And cool, your test suite must contain at least one test. Okay, cool, that's progress. These are the tests that we wrote in the last episode. And again, these are just plain JavaScript. We're going to use Jest now. And the way you do that, we're gonna write an empty stateless test that does nothing. It works. So I just want to do this because I want to see that our test chain works fine. Let's open up the terminal, create an integrated terminal, and then run npm test, see what happens. Okay, cool, it works, and one test has passed. Fine. So the way a test runner works, and almost all test runners works, is that if nothing explodes in the test, that means it's green. So the way a test normally works is that we have assertions such as expectations. So expect one to be 1. Running that. And it still works. But if I change this, expect 1 to be 2, that's a very unreasonable expectation. Then we get something pretty like this, which says that expected value to be, using triple equals 2, received 1. So let's rewrite this test here in our new format. We'll take it, and then I grab this string here, copy that in. You know what? This is a dumb way of saying, we can just call that quantity actually, let's say that. This is not the best test naming. We might figure something out better out later. But right now we're not overly concerned with test naming. We are concerned with learning how Jest works. So let's see here. We're gonna do expect. And we'll grab this here, this call. I'll paste that in. And we're going to say to be 6. And I think I'm missing a parens, perhaps. What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm missing a parens there. That's it. Let's run that. Oh yeah, this one. As you see now, 1 passed, which is this one. It was green, but my broken test here was remaining, so I'll delete that, run that again, npm test. Cool. All right, so I keep typing npm test here again. It's not too much work, but it would be cool if it was work that we didn't have to do, and we don't. I will go into package.json, and I'm going to create a new script called watch, and that is going to be just dash watch. And now, oh, hang on, I think I need to also specify what files to watch. And I'm gonna run npm watch. Oh no. That's I can't just type npm watch. That's a special thing for npm test. And so test is special. Watch. In order to run that, I need to do npm run watch. That should work. Yes, cool. And if I close this and I I can delete that because we have already implemented that. So every time I save now, the test reruns. So let's say that I change this to 7 and save, bam, it will fail. And if I change it back to 6, bam, it will succeed. This creates a really nice feedback loop of immediacy, like red, green, red, green, red, green. Very nice. Oh, by the way, let me go back. I mentioned before that a test run helps with keeping the code a little bit dry. So I'm bringing back this sorry. Had food. Order total here. If I select this and I drag up here a little bit, you'll see that it's 141 characters selected, but with this thing here, it's only 136 characters selected. So it's a bit more terse. We actually don't need these characters here either. Those are unnecessary since we just have one assertion, and now it's even smaller. It's also a bit nicer, easier to read because the assertion is at the front. We could probably wiggle this with the manual. I don't know, but I don't know. It's just short and it's easy to read. The syntax becomes very nice. So let me delete that, and let's start going through implementing the other tests as well. So we have check that no quantity specified. So it I'm gonna paste that in. No quantity specified. Whoa, sorry. And oh my god, I'm having a hard time typing it today. That's a lie. I always have a hard time typing. And I'm pasting this in here. Oops, sorry about that. Paste. And then I expect this to be, what was it? 3. Kaboom. And now 2 tests are passing. Whoop. And look how nice and pretty this is with these green check marks that feel really good. And I proceed. Let me actually go down here and have this a little bit smaller. I'm going to take this one. It says check fail. Oh, happy path example 1. Happy path example 1. And we do exactly the same thing. We grab this here. And I'm going to expect this call to be 808. Copying this. Bam. And we now have 3 passed. Let me expand that up a bit. See there? Ooh, pretty. And let's grab the final test as well. Grabbing the happy path example 2. Dum, dum, dum. And I'm grabbing the order total. Expecting that to be 60. And the syntax, this is just crap code, deleting it. Indentation is, linter is angry about it. And we now have our tests running in the Jest test runner on every save. Save, 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 bam. And that is Jest. You can find the code in the episode description. For the next episode, what would you like to see? There are many steps that we can take from this, but I would like this to be audience driven. So if you have any questions about anything, please write them down below, and I will either answer it or I will use your question as a basis for the next episode. You have just watched an episode of Fun Function. I release these every Monday morning, 0800 GMT. If you are watching from the future, you can check out next week's episode here. Otherwise, you can subscribe here so that you don't miss it. If you are forgetful, you can also turn on notifications in the YouTube app. I am MPJ. Until next Monday morning, stay curious.